Hi, and welcome to Cast On and Carry On. I am Kim. I am an American in London. I am a new, very imperfect knitter. I am a cozy maximalist, although you wouldn't be able to tell from this right now. I also really like neutrals and neons. And I am creating this video podcast to kind of document my new knitting journey. Like I said, I'm a new knitter. I did knit a long time ago, and I'll talk a little bit about how I got back into knitting in a moment. But this is my place to explore knitting and share it with you and, you know, see how it goes knitting sweaters that hopefully, dear God, please, hopefully fit. And, you know, dealing with tangled yarn and exploring other crafty things and that type of thing. You also will frequently see and or hear my dogs like Scylla right here or Jocko who's down here. Do you want up? Want up? No, he's fine sitting below me. And hello, that's me. Thank you so much for tuning in. And all right, let's get started. So, like I said, I am new-ish to knitting. And that's kind of why I wanted to start this video podcast because, and you're going to see it's a cloudy day here in London. So it's going to get brighter and darker and brighter and darker. Sorry, can't control the clouds. But I have been really enjoying watching these knitting video podcasts as I've been knitting and learning. And what I've been seeing have been mostly people that are more established in their knitting. Don't get me wrong, love them, but I'm not seeing as many new people sharing about their journey or their mistakes and what they're learning from. Again, not saying that that isn't out there. It's just not what my algorithm is feeding me. And so I decided I was going to do that. I learned how to knit in high school, but I've always been surrounded by it. I learned to crochet at an early age from my mom. My mom knits, my grandma knitted, but a friend of mine in high school taught me how to knit, and I was not very good at it. I didn't really get it, especially like purling. Never understood purling. People would say to me, it's basically a backwards knit stitch, and that just in my brain didn't make any sense. So I never figured that out, and I think I knit one scarf for someone I was dating at the time, just garter stitch because I couldn't figure it out, and put it down. And then earlier this year, TikTok started feeding me knitting videos, sweaters, just generally knitting tutorials, and I've realized that I am a highly influenceable person. And so I was like, I'm going to knit a sweater. So yeah, just jump right in, knitting a sweater. So I, of course, started with the step-by-step sweater by Florence. Florence. No, that's an actor. I started with the step-by-step sweater by Florence. I love her. She is not perfect, and that is okay with me. I am not a perfect knitter. I am not striving to be a perfect knitter. I'm not a perfectionist, at least not in this part of my life. And I am doing this because I like it, and it's good for me to do things like that. And it also, sorry, my dog is dying. It's also something that I can do while watching movies with my husband or TV or on the bus or train here. That's not scrolling on my phone because, that is a problem with, I'm constantly on my phone. And so knitting gives me an outlet to keep my hands busy, keep myself focused on this, but not having multiple screens happening at once. So here she is. I did her in the recommended yarn drops, which name I can't remember, but I'll put it on screen here or here probably in this blank space that I have so handily set up. And I knit this in about a month, which my mom was like, you're a super fast knitter. And then I'm like learning about people that are knitting them in much shorter times, but that's okay. It's not a race. Although my whip that I have right now, I did have a goal for it, and I don't think I'm going to meet it. Anyway, I love her. I wear her all the time. I am so proud of it. I made this with my own two little hands. Okay. Is she perfect? No, of course not. Look it. You'll see. I had a hard time figuring out the jogless stripes. I couldn't, I was like pulling the wrong leg. I was like twisting it accidentally, but I finally got there. So you'll notice as I got to the bottom, much better. I have a hard time sometimes with ribbing. First of all, it shows any inconsistencies in your tension. And I forget and mix up my knittings and purls sometimes. Who cares? I don't. I love this. And you know what? When people see it, and if they point out the mistakes, which no one does because that's rude and no one's that rude, I can be like, you know what? I made this with my own two little hands. What can you do? So that's fine. You'll see there's little holes, and that's okay. That's what makes it mine and my own, and I made this. And I love her. I wear her all the time, all the time. So that was my first finished project, which is so exciting. I'll probably do another video about finished projects, and this one's later on. I will say this yarn definitely pills quite a bit, as you can see, because I wear it so much too. It doesn't help, but it's okay. And it was also a great yarn for like a first project because it's easy to use and it's pretty soft. I mean, I still get irritated a little bit from it, but that's just because I have kind of sensitive skin. So, on my whip, though, that I'm really excited about. I'm trying to be really good. I don't want to start a stash. I'm failing on that one already. I have a tendency of collecting. When I was quilting, I have so many quilt fabrics still. I moved them with me to London in case I decided to start quilting again, and they are now up in my attic, and they're so cute and lovely, and I don't want to get rid of them, but I'm not using them. So I'm trying to avoid that sort of with yarn, knowing that I have that like kind of magpie hoarding tendency. Not doing so great with that. I mean, I've got a couple different sock yarns now and whatever. Okay, so, oh, and then I learned how to purl. And wait, really quick. The other thing I realized when I was knitting this, because Florence has that amazing video tutorial, I was watching it and I was like, she's knitting wrong. Why is that my first tendency, that the way I do it is right, like as a beginner? Clearly, she was not doing it wrong. I learned wrong. I learned to knit through the back loop. And once I realized that, it made things make so much more sense, like purling, you know, the backwards or the opposite or however you want to do it, because I was knitting through the wrong loop. It's its own stitch, and that's fine. And you know, it looked pretty similar. It just wasn't quite right. So easy, quick change, thankfully. Okay. Anyway. So my next project that I'm working on that I decided to jump in with 2 feet is the Hay Sailor by Andrea Mowry. I'm not sure how she says it. She is from Michigan though, and I'm also from Michigan. So love that. Anyway, I have been working on this for so long. It has probably been almost 2 months at this point in time, and I'm doing well. Like, okay, like I do have the sphere. It started from the bottom up. So casting on 386 stitches was a thing, let me tell you. And then I thought I did something wrong. And so I frogged it and then I recast it on. And not only that, but of course, after I cast it on the first time, I counted it again to double check. So I cast on 386, counted 386, took it apart, cast on 386 again, counted 386 again, and now I'm like, I'm not counting again. That's not true. I have counted. I did add 5 stitches somehow. I don't know. So I like decreased to do that, and then whatever. Again, perfection is not what we're going for here. She's so cute. I hope she fits. You can't really try on. I'm having a hard time trying on from the bottom up. And I also had a goal. I'm going to Ireland at the end of this month, and I had a goal of having this done in time to wear it there. I don't know that that is going to happen. 2 days ago, I would have said no. But then yesterday, I like went really hardcore and I did like 2 of these sections. So like I did this much, but across the whole of the back. Like I'm past the split point. So who knows? Maybe if I keep knitting like that, I could get it done. I'm not sure yet. Anyway, I also want to show you this because I'm really excited. This is like, where is it? The most perfect ribbing I've done so far. I didn't forget. I didn't mix up my knits and purls and then have it like go wrong. It's pretty much right. Yeah, not perfect, but it's good. Okay, anyway, so hopefully I can continue that with the top ribbing. The bottom ribbing is not that case. You can see that like there's places where I did forget. You can see, but who cares? I don't. I got this. I'm making this. Here's one where there's two knits together. No purl or something. I don't know. I find that is less noticeable than a double purl. A double knit in a ribbing is less noticeable on the right side than a double purl because the double purl leaves like a bigger gap. Maybe that's just really bad tensioning. Doesn't matter. Halfway through this, probably like through the body of this, probably like right here, I then realized my second thing. So I was like, yes, I've figured it out. I know how to purl now, thanks to Florence, right? And I was watching a video and I was like, oh, this person is purling wrong. They're going the wrong direction. Why do I do that? Anyway, I was purling wrong. I have been twisting my pearls, and I posted to TikTok and I posted to Reddit, and I was like, do I correct it? Like, I am not frogging this. I discovered that after over a month of knitting this, I will die before I frog this. I was like, do I correct it moving forward? And everyone's like, just say it's a design feature that you chose. And keep it on. No, so that's what I'm doing here. I have continued on the wrong way. Still making a fabric. I still love how it looks. I cannot wait. We're working on that. The other thing I learned though when I posted about my twisted pearls is about bias in knitting and how twisting can do that. And that made something I noticed in my ribbing here makes so much more sense. So my ribbing is not straight. It is at a tilt. And that's because I realized that I was knitting through the back loop incorrectly after I had done my entire like neckline ribbing. And so I was like, I'm going to keep that consistent for the rest of my ribbing, just, and do that. And then since I was unintentionally also twisting my pearls, I was twisting both stitches. And so it's now at an angle, and that's fine. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Here, I don't care. It is also probably like that at the beginning of this piece. And again, whatever. It's fine. I've corrected that for the ribbing at the top because that's more visible anyway. And we'll see. And so for this, I am, again, using the recommended yarn. So it is the Knitting for Olive Cotton Merino. And I will tell you, my hands hurt because of this teeny tiny thread. It does have a little bit of stretch thanks to that merino in there. And these teeny tiny little needles. Oh my gosh. But I have gotten better at holding it more loosely. I'm still not great at taking breaks. I forget. I get like really caught up into it, and I all of a sudden like I've watched just 6 episodes of some show, and I've just been knitting nonstop, and that's not good. I need to stop and stretch. And then I also have tried to cast on this pair of socks. And when I say try, I literally mean try, because look, I really liked the sleeves on my sweater. Everyone talks about like Sleeve Island and Sleeve Hell, and I had fun. So I was like, I'm gonna love socks. I'm gonna do it. So I got myself some little socks, some tiny little needles. I got my dog's barking, just ignore him. I cast on, and then I was like, oh my god, this is so tiny and difficult. And I think I did the wrong size. So I frogged it. And then I decided I was going to cast on with the next size up needle, even though that wasn't what was recommended in the vanilla socks pattern that I had downloaded. And so then I don't know, I decided something there. I don't remember why I decided. I was like, let's just commit and do it. It's fine. Like, just hold them lighter. And so I frogged that. And then I cast on again. And then after I cast on, I realized that I was twisting my pearls. So then I frogged it. And now I've done it, cast it back on, and I was doing this. I had it going again, and I'm Like, I'm just over this sock, let me tell you. I realized I somehow have lost track of my knits and purls again. So my rib is broken. And so I'm going to, I guess, frog it again and try over. Although this is now this is the 4th time or 5th time. This bit of yarn is looking a little bit beat up. So I may, in fact, just like cut it and start fresh and like keep this for scrap or like tying off stitches or something like that. Yeah, that has been my knitting journey so far. Learning. This isn't something I made. This is something I bought previous to restarting knitting. My favorite thing now is anytime I go to a store and I see anything cute, I'm like, I'm not going to buy that because I can make it. And my mom said it to me, and we were like shopping when I was visiting the States last. I was like, oh, this is cute. This cute little like summer cardigan thing. And Mom's like, you can make that. Can't buy it. So here I am. Great. Those are the projects I have. I'm trying not to like cast on multiple projects because I know myself and I will just never finish anything. So I'm trying to be like, use my next project as excitement to keep me going. But that is also who I am. I am someone that is distractible. I'm starting this video podcast, and hey, this could be the only episode. Who knows? I might just forget and not keep doing it. Possibility. I also am not going to promise that this is only going to be knitting or crocheting if I start crocheting again, because I am a hobby collector. I made this bracelet, this bead loom bracelet. Made that last year. Love it. I might make another one sometime. Still have all the stuff because I bought all of the beads and everything that I needed for it, and I have that just sitting in my craft room. Or have a long held. Oh, sorry, my computer just fell asleep. There we go. Have a long history with cross stitch, and love this book. Think it's hilarious. And so I just kind of redecorated my bathroom a little bit. And I want some art up there, but it's a wet room bathroom, so it gets really steamy and hot in there, and I don't want to buy like a print and have it get ruined. So I think that I'm going to just make something, and in fact, I think I'm going to make these little gnomes. You know, they're really funny to me. So I think I'm going to make that for the bathroom. So I'll let you know if I do that as well. Because I just think it's cute. I've started this one ages ago, and I have like 5 stitches of it done, and then I put it down and forgot. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, my very chaotic new knitting podcast, Cast On and Carry On, which is all about, my intention of continuing even if things aren't perfect. I'm not perfect, and neither is my knitting, and I'm okay with that, and I'm working to be okay with that. Thank you so much. If you are interested, I also have an Instagram. I'm on TikTok too, but I haven't updated my name there yet, so who knows? And I'm on Ravelry. You can see if you want my projects and or enjoy my late night habit of not sleeping, procrastinating insomnia, and instead scrolling Ravelry and saving all the patterns I love. I'm currently at 150 things that are saved on my Ravelry favorites. Obviously, I am never going to make all of those things, but that's all right. Thank you so much for watching and listening. If you have any favorite patterns or anything like that that you would recommend me take a look at to maybe add to my favorites, please put them in the comments below. And I will talk to you again soon. Bye. Come on up. Come on. Come here. Come away. Hi. You want to be on my podcast? Oh, yeah?